Many would argue that the hardest part of being in the creative industry is getting your big break to begin with. One person who, after persistent pursuit, managed to get her foot in the poetic door of writing is Victoria Elizabeth Hales. Victoria talks to Artsy about what obstacles she faces and how she overcame them.
I'm Victoria Hales. I'm 23. I nearly said 24 because I'm turning 24 in like a month. And I studied politics. I've recently graduated, just got back from Australia. So I'm just working in the city. I went travelling, so I went over there for a job. I did loads of things like going on road trips, and that was quite like an inspiring experience for me, especially with writing. I think when you're in sort of like really natural background, it can kind of get you writing in a way that I wouldn't necessarily do on like a lunchtime break in Leeds City Centre. But I have kept up with writing since I've been back, so. Sometimes I write about friendship, really just human relationships and human experience. I'm quite fascinated by the experiences that we all have as human beings. I think everybody's is kind of different, and if you can make somebody feel something, then that's better than just making somebody think something. Okay, so my poetry got published on the Thought Catalogue. Now, the Thought Catalogue is an online journal, and they try to support young artists. They write about real life human experiences, everything covering, you know, like food, health, politics, even religion, all the way through to things like astrology. So you're basically linked up to an editor. Now, I've never met my editor, but I have the same editor every time. And the editor would basically say to me, you know, do you want this as one long stanza? How are you wanting this to be structured? What do you want to change? And I would have to go back and sort of just criticise myself, because only I had written this poem and I had written this poem about my own life. So I would literally just criticise myself every time. And the last time that I posted it, I had a moment in my head where I was like, if it does not get published this time, I really need to try and just go with a different poem and work on a different poem. And luckily it happened, and it was the poem that I really loved as well, so I was so happy. I think one of the best ways to go about getting published really is to try and aim for something like the Thought Catalogue, or the Elephant Journal, or other online journals that will publish young authors or young poets or young journalists. It's a lot easier than going down a paperback route. Everything we do is online nowadays, so people are way more likely to read your article if it's really easily accessible. And those kind of journals get a lot of younger readers. They have a younger audience, and they do a lot on social media, so it's more likely it's going to reach people, and you're going to get real feedback as well. And the second thing I would say is I got rejected 7 times, and apparently that was really lucky. So most people get rejected way more than that. So yeah, just keep going.
If you'd like to know anything more about Victoria's work, feel free to go to the Artsy in Leeds blog and check it out. Okay, now move to